art is an art movement that emerged in the US in 1950s. So most Bhutanese are not aware about pop art. So how would you define pop art in simple words?
Pop art, when it comes to pop art, it actually means popular culture. So how popular culture became a piece of art in the United States, how the artists used the popular culture and brought it into the gallery and made it a piece of art. So what they did was actually took the regular things in life that are popular and that are being used, and they made it into a piece of art because they saw the beauty in it. So that's how I see pop art.
And what is it about pop art genre that personally attracted you?
When I first started working on this kind of series, I didn't think that I was going to do a pop art series. But I slowly realized that what I was doing was actually Buddhist pop art. So I was bringing popular Buddhist culture and making it into an art form. So that's why I thought it was nice to find a genre that I didn't expect that I was going to do, but it just happened that it became Buddhist pop art. So I didn't plan on it, but it just happened.
I think before you became an artist, you were also working for a corporation. So how did you decide to become a full-time artist?
So I was painting actually before I got employed. I started painting as a very young kid. So then I did my graduation, and then I got employed in a job actually to make my parents happy, because I wanted to show to them that I tried doing what they wanted me to do, but it wasn't for me. So I tried that, I got employed. Then I told them, okay, I got employed and this is not what I want to do with my life. So then I put up my resignation, and then I pursued my art life as an artist.
And you were also one of the founding members of Vaswata. So how did you know about Vaswata and become part?
So when Bhutan started in 1998, I was a young kid and I was already sketching and all. So my father said, oh, this would be a perfect place for you. So he somehow knew the founders, Ajakama, my teacher. So then he put me in Vas. That's how I started.
And usually for an artist, there is a mentor and muse as well, inspiration. So who is your inspiration?
My inspiration is life actually, and the society here. So the Buddhist society that I live in, that has inspired me to come up with this kind of work, and of course the tradition and the culture and everything. So I don't try to, I try to keep my mind open to new inspiration. So it doesn't mean that this is the only thing I will be doing, but whatever comes, I'm open to, that inspires me to create new form of work.
Besides painting, you have also explored animation, and you also came up with a comic, Garpa. So tell us about.
So when I met my wife, she's a filmmaker, and she introduced me to this world of filmmaking and storytelling, So then I started making short films, writing scripts, because I was interested in storytelling also, and I wanted to share what my thoughts and the story script for Garpa also. And then comic has also been a part of my journey. I love comics, so that's how and then that's how Garpa came to be.
You are currently hosting your first international solo exhibition in Taipei, in Taiwan. So how did it happen?
So thanks to Ajakama and the founder of Tansbao Gallery, Jillu. So Jillu she was really interested in Bhutanese art, contemporary art. So it is the first time that Bhutanese contemporary art gallery was established outside of Bhutan. So that's why it's quite special actually. She's focusing on Bhutanese contemporary art actually. And before me, Ajakama had his solo exhibition. and now after that there's me. So thanks to Ajakama, his guidance, and Jilu's passion for Bhutanese contemporary art, it happened that I could have this my first international solo exhibition in Taipei.
The title of your exhibition is Wishful Refractions. What does it mean?
So it's a very simple term, I feel, but refraction, refraction means when light is refracted and it forms something else. So I thought like my work is a refraction of the tradition and the Buddhist culture, and is forming a different kind of work. So I thought it is like my prayer, so it becomes something that is refracted from the society. I hope that is beautiful and people see the beauty in it.
And most Bhutanese paintings are kind of plain. I think you're painting, I think you're trying to play with the shadows and light, is it?
Mm-hmm. So this kind of work was inspired by traditional Buddhist subject, like in Thangka paintings and all. The subject is the same, but I have tried to give it a new life. So in contemporary art, when you give life, there has to be light and shadow, because that is one of the most important things of life actually. To have life, you need light, and when there's light, there is shadows. So to capture the light and shadow of this form, and then capture the energy also. So the energy that I feel from this kind of work, when I see this nice, beautiful traditional work, so those I'm trying to share through what I feel needs. It's like a new form of expression that I'm trying to express.
And your collection seems to portray aspects of Buddhism in almost all the paintings. So what inspired you?
I think living in a Buddhist society, you can't deny that the influence it has over you. But for me, it is a positive thing, because I personally like to see myself as a spiritual person. So take this journey to learn from life, Buddhism, tradition, and then share that through my art. So that's why it has a reflection of my spiritual path in the work. That's why you can see, when you see my work, you always see that, oh, okay, this has something to do with Bhutanese and Buddhists.
And your collection also has a series named Conversation with Buddha. Tell us about it.
Conversation with the Buddha is a very playful idea, I feel. Of course, you know the 8 lucky signs, right? So the 8 lucky signs are the signs of Buddha. So the tongue, the teeth, the voice, the body, and all that. So I have a little monk questioning and playing with the 8 lucky signs. So having like a conversation with the form and the part of Buddha. So that's how the idea came. But it has a contemporary side to it, because the monk is done in a graffiti style, and the 8 lucky signs are done in a traditional style, where we can see on the walls and all. So it is done like that, but the monk is done in a graffiti style. So it becomes this interaction with contemporary and traditional as well, just with the style also.
As pop art is a complete contrast to traditional art, and it is vividly seen in all your paintings in your collection. And are the people in Bhutan who are very conservative, mostly conservative, especially when it's culture, tradition, and the people abroad, how did they receive them differently?
So my intention with this kind of work is to open up people's mind. So if you show it to them, then they will see the possibility in it. So the problem with our tradition and culture is they're always trying to preserve it. But if you want the culture to be alive, you have to let it grow. So that's what I'm trying to do. So this is my way of trying to let my culture grow in the form that I know is best, but still having the values and the the essence of the culture. Yeah. So I hope that I can do that through my work, open up people's mind and see the possibility and the beauty there is.
And your current exhibition, Wishful Refractions, it's still going on. So how are the people receiving it in Taiwan?
And Taiwan, I think, is just opening to the public on 23rd. But because I'm not there, I'm not sure how it'll go. But the private viewing, I think it went well. We had like professors and all coming to see the exhibition. Because in the overall international art culture, there has to be academic research behind your work, why your work is important and all. Also, I think the gallery is doing quite well. I have no idea how it works, but I think it's going well.
Some of the people who love art, will it be possible to view your paintings, your works, exhibition in Bhutan as well?
My work has always been here around, and I know that people have seen it.
Especially pop art.
Yeah, pop art. I'll keep on doing more work. So I'm sure that if people are interested, they will be able to see my work.
And you have participated in various exhibitions in Bhutan and abroad as well. So what did that experience taught you as an artist?
I think as an artist, you really need the experience. You need to see the world. If you want to appreciate what we have, you have to see the world, and then you know, oh, that's why Bhutan is special. That's why, oh, being Bhutanese is different. That's how I feel. As an artist, you really need to have the experience to go out and learn. And thanks to Vas and my teachers, I was able to participate in so many exhibitions outside and see like people's work and their intention. You learn from their work what they're trying to say. So that's really what you need as an artist, to the experience and to see the world in a way.
Bhutan, I think being an artist in Bhutan is still difficult. So what are the challenges you face?
There's a lot of challenges, but I think the main challenge is to how people see contemporary art. When you say you're a contemporary artist, they're confused. They think, oh, all you know is how to make a beautiful painting, landscapes and all. And they don't think that there's more to art than just a decorative piece of work. And even I think, I don't know if I should, but the government sees the artist as a skilled worker, not a creative person. So that is a big problem actually. When it comes to supporting artists, it has to be a part of culture, not part of like skilled labor. No? So the mentality has to change. I think the system has to change. If artists they want to be appreciated and understand, they want to be understood, I think the mindset of people have to change towards what it is to be an artist actually in the first.
Being an artist is kind of new also in Bhutan as a profession. So what are the advantages of being one?
I think the perk and the challenge go like together, because people don't know what contemporary art is. You can do like experiment with any kind of work and it's new for the society, and for the artist you have the liberty to experiment and find new kind of work, do new kind of work. But in the same thing, whatever you do, people don't understand at some level. Of course there are a few intellectuals and people who really curious and know about work, but then the relation between the audience and the artist is a little bit difficult, because you always have to keep explaining what you're trying to do, and new interpretation. When outside, when the audience sees and finds new interpretation, is more interesting for the artist also to see, oh, I didn't think of my work like this, but it's nice to see that people think of it that way. So that is not there in a way. So that you miss, and if you want to grow as an artist, you need the critic also. So we don't get the right critic, and people just see work as a beautiful piece of work. I mean, but sometimes even if it's not, the meaning is more important for some work. So it goes, perk and the challenge go together in a way.
Usually when an artist prepare for exhibition, so I think they think about a theme. How did you plan it?
So this exhibition I have been working for the last 8-9 months actually. So what the gallery does is they commission you to, okay, you have to, they say, okay, you have 9 months, and they pay you also, so that you don't have to take other works. And then in 9 months you focus just on the solo exhibition. So it's a very nice experience for artists. But when it comes to theme and all, that's the time when you you already have the experience and everything, but you have to show the work, and you then after that it all comes together in a way. I didn't really plan saying, okay, I'm going to do a Buddhist pop art and all, but eventually when I was working through it, then I realized, oh, what I'm doing is actually Buddhist pop art. And then the Wishful Refraction came into place also.
I think for an artist to survive, there needs to be support from society as well. And I think people needs to come and appreciate and even buy paintings. So how are the Bhutanese supporting the Bhutanese society?
It's improving actually. Before it was just the foreigners who were coming and buying, but now Bhutanese are appreciating art, and they are buying also. So it is a very good thing for the artists, and they see the value in it. I think that's changing. I think because of Vas and Aja and all the artists, other artists, they're slowly changing the mindset of people.
Since you have been involved with Vas Bhutan for a decade or more, so how do you see it changed? Do you see any potential in new artists coming up?
Yeah, there are a lot of new artists coming up, and what I was saying earlier, they need the experience. They need to go see more international exhibitions and all, because if you want to have a piece of work in the international level, you need to know what kind of quality you have to, the standards, you have to learn the standards also. Because I'm not saying it's impossible, but it's just that our people, the young artists, they need to put more effort, and they need to look inside also. What they want to see is the expression they want to come up with. So they need the experience. But there are a lot of potentials. There are a lot of young kids. They are passionate, and they are doing a lot of work.
I have interviewed some young artists as well, and some said it helped them with their addiction and it changed them as a person. So since you have been involved, you have been painting, you have been doing arts for longest time, so how do you feel it has changed you as a person?
No, art is not just a hobby. It has its own values, education and all. Vas is not a place where you just go and learn how to paint. They teach you they use art as a tool to shape a person, to the sense of voluntarism and sense of doing something positive and all. It all comes through art. So of course I have been changed. I mean, Vas has shaped me in a way also, how I see and how I see the world, and what art is and all. So I think it's very important for a person to be part of part of any kind of art. It can be like music, writing, also singing. So all this are very important for a person to develop himself as in a positive way.
His Majesty is very supportive about Vas Bhutan, and Vas Bhutan also has been promoting a creative society. So how important do you think creativity is for society?
No, it's just someone said, because actually art is the most important thing in the society. What are we living for? Like how, I mean, as a country, like your identity becomes the art actually. It's not how much money you have, and like even the fashion, what kind of dress you're wearing, like the songs you sing. That is more important. That makes you a culture, and that is your identity in a way. So when you say why creativity is important, I mean, like if it is not there, then actually Bhutan is not there in a way. So you can see how important it is.
To end the program, I'm sure there must be so many aspiring artists who must be watching our program. So what would be your advice for them?
My advice would be to experience and keep working, and that's to follow your passion. No? So if you do that, you will reach somewhere for sure. I mean, you will be more happy also as a person. So if you follow the passion.
Thank you, Tintin, for your
Yes.
time and sharing
Yes.
your insight with us, and all the best with your exhibition.
Yes, thank you so much.